up, guys? CP the Tool Addict. Whoo! As you can see here today, we're going to talk about some of my Japanese pliers. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, okay? Like, you don't understand how many pliers I got. And these are just some unique ones that I really kind of find to be, like, almost, like, I would definitely get these. If I didn't have these, I would buy these again. If I lost these, I would buy these again. These are some of my favorite Japanese pliers, my absolute favorite. And the reason, I'll tell you the reasons why, plain and simple, is because they're just handy. I don't know, I like them. But anyways, we'll get into marching along here about this. Let's talk about these and the brands. So these are Tsunoda pliers, and I've done videos on these again, and I think I reposted this into my community tab. It says King TTC there, and these are the SPL 200 indicating 200 millimeter. If you know, the metric system is only relevant in anywhere but America. Everybody uses it. These are kind of a unique plier, and I don't use these a ton, but this is just your basic plier, and I find these to be really, they have a slight arch to them. I don't know if that makes out, but they have a slight arch to them, so when you're working into your work, but they're really strong on the teeth here. Just regular slip joint pliers. Extra long handle, they really give you a high leverage. And these things don't flex that much, but they are made in Japan. Let's see here, made in Japan. 100% made in Japan. Usually they'll say that. If they're not made in Japan, they'll say Japan. They'll have a stamping on them. But I like this rivet on them. They are just really tight fit. They're not. There's no play in them. The jaws line up and the teeth line up extremely well at the end. Just a beautiful set of pliers, and they're dirt cheap. I don't remember how much I paid for these, but I like the grip. This is a different type of texturing on your handles on these too, and almost like a tribal type of ornate design. I'm not sure what you call it, but the pliers, you can just see how they have this curve right here. And you can't tell it as much on this side, but they have this, kind of have a sloping. They're really flat along this here, on this first nose, but I'm assuming that's just to help you get into your work and keep your hands away from what you're doing. The one downfall I will say about these, I already had this happen, if you're latching onto it, and this is kind of a thing with pliers though, if you're latching onto it, which I haven't, if you got meaty hands like I do, this thing will definitely eat your fingers when it snaps down in there, and that will make you smart a little bit. But these are just beautiful, beautiful pliers. You know, once again, Japanese, JIS, Japanese Industrial Standard. A beautiful set of pliers, and just definitely neat ones at that. You know, the way they grip the nut here, they get more aggressive at the top. I can't say enough good things about them. But Tsunoda makes some really good pliers for killer deals. Cutting pliers, these are my cable cutters. As you can see, some people were talking the other day when I had my Nipex video about my cable cutters. Yes, I do have a set of cable cutters. That's these ones right here. I don't even have a set of USA made ones. I only have these Japanese ones, and they cut cable superbly. In fact, we'll just go over here to the old wire and give you a little demonstration of just how they slice and dice Ginsu style effortlessly. I cut these wires. I saved these wires, you know, so I cut these pigtails off. And then if I need to use a pigtail or do something with them, but these things, no joke. Great pliers, once again, and the high vis, I love that color. That's like one of my favorite, but made in Japan, and they got a little bit of surface flash rusting on them. Good old Midwest here, but nothing too crazy. They do say made in Japan. Tsunoda 77, or Tsunoda TTC, King TTC, and they're the FCA 60Ss, 19D. Kind of hard to get all that in there, but hopefully you can read all that. Moving right along, my needle nose. One of the needle noses I moved to over the Nipexes because the handles are a little bit longer on these versus the Nipexes. These Tsunodas, they are a little stiff, but that's good. That's not bad. I don't mind these. These are It's like just perfect stiffness too. Like they're just ready to fall. But just a beautiful set of needle noses. Very good jaw on them. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of line. Made in Japan. King TTC. And these are the PP 200s. Made in Japan. And the high vis orange. I think these pliers are like less than 10 bucks. I can't remember what I paid. In fact, I bought them over a year ago and did a huge plier haul and whatnot, and got those in there. All right, let's go into some of the unique pliers that are really different. And you guys are probably looking at these and like, CP, what the heck? Well, talking to Chris Koss the other day, he posted a picture on Instagram. Chris Koss is pretty much the Japan tool authority on YouTube, in my opinion. He is the man. He is the man, he is the myth, he is the legend. And these Igarashi pliers are from IPS, and these things are bad to the bone. I love these pliers. I don't use them a ton because I just love them so much. I don't want to beat them up too bad. But if you notice here, they spring, and then they move into the center for storage, and they don't spring. In fact, you can see that they're not springy at all. But then they move to the third position, and you see the jaw locks, springy. Pretty cool design, and not only that, they're really thin. They're kind of handy. You can really get a grip on these. Chris has noticed his splitting. I haven't used mine enough to... I got a little bit of wear over here on this handle, but I haven't had mine split yet. And these do feel like they're pretty dainty on the rubber grips. Definitely a downfall of them, but the pliers themselves are not terrible, but the jaws are pretty thin compared to a normal set of your regular pliers. If you look at what a normal slip joint would be like, they have a little bit of thinness, so they're kind of nice to get in some places. Plus that little angled head, plus the springing. So if you're trying to clamp onto something, maybe pull a wire or get into some type of connector or whatnot, trying to get in there and squeeze on that connector maybe or something. But yeah, they're nice. They are nice. The Igarashi SF165. I kept this around because these are really neat. I can't read Japanese, but it talks about it. It's they have a couple different styles of these. I'm gonna get all the Igarashi pliers from IPS. I'm gonna get all of these pliers because I like these so much. I want to get the other ones too. So I've ordered the other ones to this brand, and these are freaking just stellar. So we have some more Tsunoda. I believe these are Tsunodas. Yeah, I think all the rest of these are Tsunodas. This is pretty much a lot of them are Tsunodas. This is a master chain link plier, and I've never seen one of these before, so I decided to pick this up. Definitely a unique bugger. I haven't used it yet, but it's spring loaded, made in Japan once again, and it's for doing your master chain links on your chains for your bicycles and motorcycles and whatnot. So thought that was pretty cool. I've done a video on these. These are zip tie pliers, and they have a little gripping surface on the back there where you can grab the zip tie. See how the teeth are serrated and pull it up, and then they're flush cuts, and then they cut the zip tie. And of course, these TTCs right here, these are also Tsunodas, and these are one of my favorites, and I do use these pretty frivolously. Let me get a zip tie. People always trip out when I use these because when you cut them, they hold on to your zip tie. And so I use these when I'm cutting wires in cars and stuff like that, because you're just sitting there and you're like, what? And you can literally cut several strands, hold it, catch it all. I call it the catch and release program. And then once again, the flush cuts on these. Let me just go ahead and feed these through here. These are really good flush cuts. Don't get me wrong, I like these too. The camera's wobbling like you guys are all on the ship. These are really good flush cuts, but you can pull these if you're trying to get it into a loom and tighten it up and then back it down. And then it shoots that one clear across the room. It gives you a nice flush cut with these, but these are really nice. Tsunoda. I always say that. Tsunoda, made in Japan. These are the KBN 150s. I will try to get links for these in the descriptions. These are definitely one of my favorites. The soft grips, though, I will tell you, the TH150NCs from Tsunoda, these are my absolute favorite because of that retaining factor. And I will show you a little trick here with some other pliers about retaining. But anyways, guys, I think that's a pretty good video for you. Appreciate you guys watching. Little crazy, wild Japan tool plier. Some of my favorite Japan pliers. Appreciate you watching. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.